3 messages on Facebook and 5 notifications on Facebook, as well as a bunch of YouTube comments.
Like, how do you find time for that shit?
I hit clear.
Thought so. Like, I can't fathom the idea of leaving a notification untouched. It gets removed when I've dealt with the notification.
I just turn a lot of them off because I don't intend to deal with them from my phone. There's no point.
Oh my god. See, you guys need to work in a fast-paced work environment. Like New York City! Young tech startups! Like me.
Or I could not because I value not having the commute that you do.
Hey, come on. Don't bring up the commute. You know how I feel about that.
I don't, actually.
It's awful.
No, I'm alright, though.
It's an hour and a half each way! I listen to a lot of podcasts, though, which is nice, and play Hearthstone. I'm ashamed to admit I think I said this last week, I got like a $50 credit with my new phone to Google Play. I just bought Hearthstone packs, man.
Hearthstone?
Hearthstone.
Hearthstone?
You mean Hearthstone?
No,
I don't know. There's a great game from Blizzard called Hearthstone. I don't know about Hearthstone. Is that a competitor?
Hearthstone? I don't know what you're talking about. I've only ever called it that, and you guys are now choosing to correct me on this?
Yes.
Like,
Yep.
I probably said it more when we all played WoW together.
Well, we all said Hearthstone. And
I
then we
always
found
said
out we were wrong, and we switched.
You Hearth out of there. No, actually, I say Hearth out of there.
I don't think I've ever said Hearth. Ever.
I say Hearth out of there, but I do say Hearthstone because I'm a cosmic shitter.
I mean, then there's also the fact that you're playing the game.
Yeah. It's fun! It's really good on mobile. I think they did a good job. And I genuinely enjoy the challenge modes and all that shit.
So the single player stuff, not the multiplayer.
I mean, no, I do both. My multiplayer decks are ass, though. I don't even know what, like, the meta is in that damn thing. Isn't it, like, all bullshit paladin stuff or something?
I don't know. I only followed the meta very briefly during the last season, which was when Warrior was really broken.
Oh. Yeah, I think the meta is you just grab a handful of dice and throw them.
Well, no, the Warrior meta was wait until you have a combo in your hand that lets you one-shot the other person unless they have more than 100 health.
Is that a thing?
Oh my god, are you kidding? Yes.
I don't know. I'm just a bus player. I don't know.
Okay, so there's a card that warriors get. It actually might not be warrior specific, but it's like a 2/7 Frothing Berserker. Every single time it takes damage, it gets attack. And so you could use a whole bunch of cleaves on it that did negligible damage to make it super big. And there was because its base attack was only 2, there was another card that you could put down that would give it charge, so it could attack right out of the gate. So you could just deploy it, drop your combo, and then insta-give the other person.
Wow, I dare say that is, pretty gay.
Man, I don't know the stats. If you know the stats about Hearthstone cards, like, right off the top of your head, I generally don't want to talk to you about it.
There's only, like, 120 of them, right? Aren't there, like, 6 cards?
Hearthstone, by and large, is not a game that is determined by skill a lot of the time.
Well, yeah.
No, that is completely incorrect.
There's so much RNG.
There is a lot of RNG.
It's still the same faces in the finals all the time.
Yes, well, I mean, their meta game is different.
There's way more random shit that happens in Marvel vs. Capcom 3 than there actually happens in Hearthstone. If that wasn't the case, then the finals of every MVC3 tournament would be the same 5 people, but instead, like, some dude just won with mid-tiers, because the game is mad random.
Yeah, it's true.
Oh. See, but, like, in Hearthstone, though, they have that, like, 3-deck thing that you bring to a match, so you can, like, you have to win with, like, 2 of your decks or something like that. I mean, there's a lot of skill. It's like any card game. It's not outpacing your opponent, card advantage, and...
Oh, yeah, no, there's a lot of strategy to it, but at the same time, I really inherently dislike that you can play a card and have no idea whether or not that card is going to be in favor of you or the other person.
Oh, well, then you don't play those cards. It's about minimizing the RNG.
Oh, absolutely not. So many of the best cards have involved that exact type of RNG.
I like to think of Hearthstone like trimming your bush, you know? It's just about keeping it down. Keeping that RNG down. I'm sorry for that joke, everybody.
It's just not funny. Like, Everything you say is so stupid.
No, come on, you don't know what I'm talking about.
I feel like when I was gone, not enough of the panelists have told you how stupid everything you say is. So we're going to focus a lot on that tonight.
All right. Well, tonight we are starting the episode of Podcast Simulator right here, right now. We're going to teach me a fucking lesson tonight. Welcome to the show, everybody. I'm Smatter, joined by DM Brandon and Juice Chris. Are we doing Juice Chris? Are we doing Chris?
I guess I'm doing Juice Chris.
I know. He's finally become... You've become what your parents have named you. What, is that a problem?
I tried for 20 years not to be, and you undid it in one night.
You're only 20? There's no way. You're like my age.
I wasn't trying when I was 5. Good lord.
Oh, were you trying at like 7?
Yes.
Oh, okay. At 7, you were actively plotting to overthrow your parents.
Basically.
I mean, like, you wouldn't be a child if you didn't plot to kill your parents at some point. Like, that's very normal, apparently, psychologically.
Oh, speak for yourself. Okay.
No, I'm serious. I legit, when I was a kid, I had, like, this plan. Like, my mother made me do some stupid amount of chores or something, and I had this plan. I brought my sister in on it, and she's 2 years younger than me. I must have been 8, and she must have been 6. Where we would stick the broom out from the basement stairs through the door, right? And my mother would be like, "Why is the broom there?" And then she would step on it, and I would pull the broom out from under her, and she'd fall down the stairs through the door, and like then we wouldn't have to do chores. I swear to God, that is kid logic at its finest. You guys didn't do anything like that?
No.
No.
Like, you didn't think your mother could fall through a door?
No.
Oh, God. Speaking of falling through doors, we're going to talk about Fallout 4 tonight. It is a Bethesda game, so it is filled with glitches.
Yes.
You've been playing it, correct, Brandon?
Yes. My most common glitch so far has been what I've dubbed the floating man glitch. It's sometimes, since I took high intelligence in the beginning, because I like to run like int charisma builds, I have a lot of terminal hacking stuff. I really like that part of the game. And sometimes when you hack a terminal and you back out from hacking the terminal, you're just floating. And you can't move forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, it's like when I sit down at my computer and I get stuck there. Which is
was that a joke?
No, I mean, it was what happened today. I played through I played through all of Fallout this weekend. I didn't do anything else.
You beat it?
Yes, I did. I will not
I think I'm
spoil
almost
anything.
done.
It's good. It falls into that pitfall that most Bethesda games fall into, where it's like your choices only really start to matter the last like 6 or so quests.
I'm fine with that. I don't need every game for me to be able to shape the entire world. That's not why I play.
Oh no, I know. It just feels like they introduce you to all the factions on your way to the final set of quests, right? And then you gotta choose between
I'm in the
them.
final.
Okay, yeah. It's just like it's a little disappointing when you get there.
Oh, I disagree.
No, okay. I've had nothing but fun. But it's just like literally every one of their games.
What the fuck do you want?
No, I know. I'm not. Look, I'm saying like I'm just disappointed that they followed the formula of every single Fallout game, where like the last few quests are the ones that matter most. Same thing with like Skyrim. They did the same shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, but for Skyrim, I think the love was in the journey, not the destination. Like,
I forgot Skyrim had a main quest line about 2 hours into that game.
Yeah,
someone had to remind me.
I didn't do that until last. That's probably the only game I've ever played in my life where I've done literally every side quest in the game before touching the final quest.
Wow. I mean, to be fair, the side quests or the main quest is probably half the length of some side quests.
Shout outs to the Brotherhood, right?
Yeah. Oh, you like the Brotherhood? Your Brotherhood people?
Thieves Guild was probably my favorite.
Oh,
Thieves Guild. Oh. Yeah, Thieves Guild was probably the best one. I also liked the Empire versus Natives quest, but I switched sides specifically so I didn't have to sack Whiterun, because I didn't want to sack Whiterun.
Oh. I always play mage characters in like Skyrim or any sort of RPG like that, or any game, really. Stop. I love it. But the College of Winterhold was a fucking joke. It was like going to real college. It fucking sucked.
Stay mad, dude. That was an awesome... See, I hate magic, and I love that quest
Really?
line.
It was just... It's like, go to this ruins, and like, find whatever, kill some stuff, come back. Like, the Thieves Guild was more interesting, though. You know what I mean? Even though...
Well, no, I definitely agree.
It's just, like, it didn't... Like, my problem is not that it was bad. It was just that it was so unfleshed out compared to the rest.
I think my problem with Fallout is the people who play it.
Oh, what do you mean?
I mean, like, we have just gotten into this age of absurd fucking cynicism where everyone pretends that their opinion is educated and it matters, so they always have to, like, tear things apart at the base level to try to make themselves seem superior.
Oh, like the graphics?
If I hear one more fucking person tell me that the dog doesn't look realistic enough, like, fuck you. All right, the only problem I really have with Fallout is they still won't let me kill the fucking children. Fuck that little girl.
Oh, wait, no, wait.
Me in the beginning of the fucking game, I should have been able to slit her throat.
If you get the body check skill, you can knock children over.
They don't even have a health bar.
I know, but you can knock them off ledges and shit.
Of Bethesda telling me I can't kill certain people because they have quests. Like, let me decide.
Yeah, no, if it's supposed to be open-ended and like a real-world bullshit, let me kill children, because I could do that in real life.
Like, in Morrowind, if you killed someone who had a quest that, like, wouldn't let you beat the game, it told you after you did it, like, you've just fucked up your whole destiny and you have to restart if you want to beat the game. Like, I'm okay with that. If I'm going to kill a random fucking villager because I'm feeling like an asshole, there should probably be some detriments. And if I have to lose an hour of save time because my stupid ass hasn't saved, well, then fuck me.
Oh. So that's your biggest problem?
Other than that, everything seems pretty normal.
So the children in the game and the children who talk about the game?
Yes.
Those are your two.
Many children.
Many children.
No, many children are not the problem.
I always
many children are very educated.
My people always complain like, oh, the graphics are not as good, and it's a fucking glitchy Bethesda game, and it fucking sucks. They expect better. It's 2015. Fuck you. You know, they do all that shit, but like, we could just not have the game. You know what I mean? We could be playing nothing right now. I think that's never a valid criticism unless the game is released in a broken state.
And these are the same motherfuckers out there that are like, Undertale is the greatest game ever made. And I'm not trying to say by any means that Undertale wasn't great, because it really was. Do I think it's the best game this year? That's hard to say. The gameplay was fun, the graphics are obviously a fucking shit show, and the story was very good. But if we're going to harp on the fact that Bethesda's brilliant game that took them 6 years to make doesn't look perfect, but we're then going to hail to the fucking heavens that Undertale exists, like actually go fuck yourself.
But at any time people complain about graphics too, they could make the graphics in Fallout look photorealistic, except that if they were to do that, only the very best computers would be able to run it. Yeah, the textures are low resolution because they want more people to be able to play the freaking game.
Right. You know, it's funny, at Hi-Res we have a playtest room, and during the playtest, some people get fucked because you have to play on the shit computers, because we have the worst computers imaginable, so that we could test the game and what it feels like on the lowest settings. Like, people have to realize out there that most of the people that are playing these games right now are playing them on, like, shit consoles. Like, they're playing them on the fucking PS4. The PS4 is a computer that you could build out of spare parts from a vacuum.
Someone's been playing Fallout.
Spare vacuums. Not even regular vacuums.
I'm trying to, like, imagine, like, hey, welcome to Hi-Res.
That's the vacuum we don't use anymore.
We want you to test our new game out. Come into our playtest room. Here, you can play on this super awesome PC. We've got a fucking abacus, and we've got, like, a bunch of straws on a plate. Please enjoy and give us
How do you
your
like the kit,
feedback.
guys?
Yeah. It's like, yeah, why does my chair got fucking nails on it? Oh no, that's part of the experience because we expect gamers to complain, so we like to shove it up their ass.
Right away.
Yes, right away. We want them to feel the pain from the moment they sit down.
No, but I mean, like, that's what we've gotten to. Like, everyone tries to be this amazingly deep gamer that just knows games so much that they can take a game like Fallout 4, which is, by and large, a fucking masterpiece. Have you compared the map to Boston? It's, like, almost true to life.
Yeah, I only walked through a few streets on Boston, so I didn't get to compare the whole thing.
But I'm just, like, even outside of Boston, like, the area is, like, pretty close.
Oh, yeah.
They have so much attention to detail. So much attention.
And, like, we have the audacity as a community to mark down these things that they've done because the graphics aren't perfect or there's going to be some glitches. Like, by the time you finish that fucking game, even close to 100%, you will have invested literally hundreds of hours, not including the time on your timer that has been lost because you've died 30 times because you're the best gamer and tried to play in survival. So before you switch back to normal because you're a loser, you lost, probably 15, 20 hours of watching your dog or watching Strong die repeatedly because you can't keep
where
him
do you
alive.
even get Strong? I did not encounter Strong at all.
He's in right in the beginning.
Really?
Yeah, there's a distress signal. And
Oh,
some dude's like,
yeah.
I'm at the top of a tower, please help me. And so I wasn't going to go up there because fuck that guy. But then I walked past the tower on accident and some super mutant shot me. And I'm like, no.
Bullshit.
It took me probably 20 minutes to get past the first floor, which was 2 super mutants and a dog.
Really?
Dude, I'm on hard, so the
on
dog
hard?
was one-shotting me.
I played through most of the game on normal before I had to turn it up. I turned it up to very hard, and I finally started to feel a challenge. But I feel that I went a luck build, and I feel like it's just kind of super OP. But
Yeah, I'm doing luck now.
it's balanced by the fact that I have no defense at all. I can't take a shot. I can't take a hit at all.
I have no endurance. I have full strength, full charisma, most ints, and now I have enough to get the bonus critical chances, and now I'm doing agility.
Sam,
I'm
the
just punching
video's
things.
frozen up.
Yeah, I see that on OBS. There it goes. That's very strange. I apologize for that interruption, everybody, on the video. Ah, God. Please don't take screenshots of that and tweet it at me, because I know that's what happens every time that happens. But yeah, luck, going low endurance is the way to go, I think. It makes it fun.
See, I like the game's difficulty because you can actually play any way that you want. You can go full int, no combat, and you can still get through fights. It'll be a little bit harder, but you could do it. The game doesn't penalize you for doing certain things, which I like.
Yeah. I want to try a charisma build next, where you could, you can, tell creatures to stand down. You'd be like, yo,
Yeah.
Rad Roach, take a knee.
I think that has been a disappointing part of Fallout to me because usually I pick full charisma to get a ton of dialogue options. And I feel like the dialogue options are only there for me to get experience now.
Yes, it does feel they do feel tacked on. Though I had such a low charisma, everyone's just no. I couldn't persuade, fucking drifters to do anything.
I persuade everyone to do everything. It's awesome.
I mean, you just, Brandon, the point of playing the video game, especially a role-playing one, is to, live out a fantasy. Instead of trying to be yourself, you should try to be someone else.
No, I like myself.
I want to convince everybody to like me. Do what I say.
Yes, please.
Yes, I am DM Brandon playing video games.
Yeah, that's me. That was good.
Yeah, you with your little alien voice.
Yeah, that's me. It's definitely it.
So in Fallout, I do think they did a good job of the companions this time. It's still got Bethesda companion wonkiness. I'm talking. Let's not talk about gameplay yet. Let's talk about the story. I took Nick Valentine around. He's the synth guy, the synth detective.
Fuck him.
What? He's amazing. He's got the best dialogue.
He's a coward.
He's not a coward.
He's a fucking coward.
You didn't mean that. You just want Strong.
Strong fight.
How do you could develop relationships with your dudes.
Strong respects me.
Is that all that happens? Just Strong,
I don't know. I'm not trying to sleep with a super mutant
No,
man.
I'm not trying
or
to
anyone,
I'm not
but
trying to
especially
sleep
not
with
the super
them.
mutant or the dog.
They the dog. I don't think you can. Can you improve
I don't know, man.
your relationship?
Bethesda's a very forward-thinking company, right?
Yeah. Soon they'll be marrying animals, as they say.
As who says?
When it comes to gay marriage, it's soon they'll be marrying animals.
Oh.
You don't get told that every time you walk around in a big city, holding
Nope.
hands with your boyfriend.
I don't actually.
You don't get that?
As my boyfriend is actually my wife.
Oh, how about that? Actually, I was walking home with Alex once off the bus, on our street, and it's a small residential neighborhood. You've been here, right?
Yeah.
And quite literally, it was the day that the gay marriage thing happened, blah blah blah, and we were just walking near each other, and some high school girls came by in their Jeep, rolled down the windows and yelled at us, "It's legal!" And we were like, okay. It was how did they know?
Yeah, how do they know indeed?
It wasn't even we weren't even doing anything. We were just walking home. Yeah, it happened in Venezuela too. All the dogs didn't like me for some reason, and there are a lot of fucking stray dogs everywhere. They're like queer detecting dogs.
Is that so?
Yeah, they just knew. Like I guess like dogs in Venezuela and high school girls in Staten Island are one and the same. Actually, when you look at them, they might as well be dogs.
Oh no, but like seriously.
Look at me ripping on high schoolers. I'm so cool. Oh man. But like if you like Strong, I didn't find Strong right, so I don't know what it's like. But Nick likes to interject himself into conversations, and they like respond. Strong, I assume, responds to some things in dialogue.
Usually, he just gets mad at me when I pander.
Oh. See,
Otherwise,
Nick
he gets
will tell you how
excited
he's
for me when I
feeling.
tell people to fuck off or to give me things.
Oh. Like Nick will like. Okay, do you know Deacon? Do you encounter Deacon yet?
I have.
I used him for a while because I was playing a stealth character, Stealth Luck, and he does this thing like if you rep up with him, I guess that's what we'll call it. He says like, "Hey, I gotta tell you something. It's time I told you the truth," and he'll bluff something. He'll be like, "Oh man, here, read this note. I'm actually a synth. This is my reset code. Blah blah blah," and like you can open it in inventory, and it says like sometimes people lie. And then he just starts cracking up at you and calls you a shit. So, like, every time you, like, rep up with him, he plays a prank on you. And if you have no charisma, like my character, you just don't know if he's fucking with you or not. It's, like, great. It's so good. I highly recommend taking him around for that reason, because he's very funny. I think he's probably the funniest.
I just want Strong to run up and block shots for me.
Oh, I guess that's a good reason to take him.
Yeah.
Paladin is good for that, too.
Oh, no, he can't hang out.
That guy sucks.
No paladins.
He, like, is, like, such a fat fucking piece of shit who just fucking, like, disapproves of everything you do if it's not Brotherhood nonsense.
Dude, I used to love the Brotherhood. This game has made me hate them so much.
Wait, there were assholes in every game.
I know, but, like, at least they were cool and had, like, a mission. Now it's just like, we don't like anybody. You can't be in this room.
Yeah. Those guys, every chance I get to fuck over the Brotherhood, I do. Just because. In every game, I hate them. Because they make for, like, formidable enemies, too, especially when you have a low-endurance sneak character. It's kind of hard to sneak up on them.
But, I mean, I think the game has been very good so far. I'm obviously nowhere near completed. The main story should be done pretty soon. I have a ridiculous amount of side quests to do. My favorite one so far has been the one guy that, I don't know if you saw it, there's, like, a doctor in Boston, and he is creating a serum.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, for those
Love
of you
that
who haven't
quest
done
line.
that yet,
Yeah.
just Google Doctor Serum Fallout 4, find the start of it, and get started, because that was
It's
such
Cabot,
a great quest.
the Cabot House.
Yeah, Cabot House.
Yes,
exactly.
excellent quest line. Excellent quest line. Let's
Really
not
great
spoil
stuff.
it. Yeah. That's, like, one of the things that's great about the Fallout universe is, like, there's these interesting little sub-stories.
Tenpenny Tower.
Yep. Do you go to the there's like a ruins, like an excavation that like doesn't even have a quest associated with it, but like it has like you like uncover it as you go through,
No, I haven't done that.
and there's a bunch of rare weapons. It's up by the Salem Witch Museum. If you
I'm not
find it.
going anywhere near that thing.
Yeah, don't go. It's spooky. It's spooky.
Yeah, that's what everyone tells me.
But
I'm
the
just like,
payoff isn't worth it. It's super spook, but it's not worth it.
whoa, you can't say that.
What? It's mad spook.
Yeah, no, you can't say that.
Oh, okay. It's frightening.
There you go.
Oh, okay, good. Thank God. Part of the what's good about Fallout, right? So people are like the fat fucking nerds who are complaining, saying, "Oh, it's just Skyrim, but Fallout." But like the Fallout universe is just way more interesting to me than the Skyrim universe. I feel like the medieval fantasy world has been played a little bit in Skyrim.
Well, I mean, I feel like the same people who are doing that have only played Skyrim.
Right. Okay, that's fair.
I mean, if you're saying Fallout 4 is just another version of Skyrim, then you can also say Skyrim is also only a version of Oblivion, and Oblivion's only a version of Morrowind, and Morrowind's only a version of the Dungeons and Dragons book that I bought in the 70s, but there's graphics. Like, you can just do that forever. It's such a stupid fucking argument made by stupid fucking people.
I mean, the only reason people might say that is because it is the same engine.
Yeah, no, of course. I mean, the games are very similar, but, like, there's different story. Like, I mean, how many times have these people gone out and seen the same movie or watched the same TV show or listened to the same exact fucking song?
How many fucking movie remakes come out every year? How many top 40 hits are produced by the same dude?
And on the same token, if the engine is working, why change it? sure, it's glitchy on occasion, but it opens the way for easy modding, which is one of the biggest calls
Yes.
to the Fallout
yeah.
and not Oblivion, Elder Scrolls games. So, if it works, keep going with it.
And that's something we didn't even touch on. Like, yeah, maybe the graphics aren't the best things ever made that are not going to play on your $2,000 computer because you're randomly rich, right? But what's
Randomly
going
rich?
to randomly, yeah, you just find money on the ground, a lot of it, like in hordes. You have to have a high luck stat.
I
You
do.
find caps everywhere. You can get good computers, but if you are just a little bit patient, the mods will come out. And when the mods come out, everything's going to be insane. Like, my computer is absurd. It is not fit for human consumption.
So
Like,
you're just randomly rich?
No, this was given to me.
Oh, okay.
Also luck stat. Yeah. So I can't run the highest version of Skyrim. Like, with every mod, like, that makes the game play at, like, 4K with all this shit. I have two 980s. I have a processor that should not be in the home of a human being that doesn't work for NASA, who is actively at home trying to make rockets go into the air, right? Like, and I can't run Fallout with, like, the best mods available. I need a stronger computer. So just be fucking patient out there. It's coming.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
yeah.
enjoy it.
Someone's going to come out with high resolution textures probably within a week.
Well,
The people
some are
who-
already out.
Oh, well, okay, yeah.
Or
Sorry.
maybe not. There's some kind of, like, thing that you can download. Moji was tweeting about it.
Wait,
or you can,
for 4?
for Fallout 4, yeah. That just changes, like, the lighting and certain textures on certain things, and the game already looks amazing.
And those tweaks do go a long way in terms of making the game look good.
And it's customizable, too. She had, like, some huge screen of sliders and stuff that she was showing her settings on. And, man, the mod community for these games... Fallout 4, if you give it a month, will have mods to make it a completely different game. Actually completely different, if you just wait long enough.
You remember that kid, it was like 3 years ago, he created like a 1.5 or 2 hour expansion, or
Yes.
10-hour expansion, whatever it was, to Skyrim. A full expansion, whole new area,
And he was like
everything.
16 or something, right?
Yeah, well, he was 8, I think 17 or 18, yeah. And then used it as his resume.
Yeah.
Like, that's what the modding community is. That kid works at Bungie, last I heard.
Yes, he did get
Damn.
a job offer from Bungie.
Which proves that making mods isn't very difficult, because that kid apparently made Destiny, and fuck that game.
Yeah.
No,
Don't you wish
that's
you
not
can
fair.
kill that kid, Brandon?
That's not fair, though, because I'm sure Bungie would have made Destiny great if Activision didn't go, look, guys, money. Check out how we can make more money.
We need to be strategically rich, not just randomly rich.
Right, exactly. They didn't dump luck. They dumped intelligence.
Ugh.
And, unfortunately, intimidation, tree of charisma.
It's a damn shame. One of the mods that I think we need, like, definitely is, like, inventory management. Like, it's so difficult still.
Oh, yeah, the inventory's garbo.
You'd
Hey,
think
that's
the
one
UI,
thing-
too.
That's one thing you can criticize Bethesda on in every game they release. The inventory system is always the worst part. That's like one of the things that always has to be modded.
And it's definitely gotten worse in this game, because now all those pieces of shit item that you pick up only to sell, they're useful.
Yeah.
Oh god.
And
I
if
know, I like
if
that,
you
though.
sell them and you don't keep them, and then you get to a part of the game, they make you use them later on. And if you don't have a whole bunch, this one quest that should just like get you into the final area turns into this like 10-hour fetch quest piece of shit. Luckily
I guess
for me,
you're
I didn't
speaking-
sell anything.
I thought you were about to say you were talking from personal experience there.
No,
You're supposed
no,
to
no,
sell
no.
the weapons, that's what you're supposed to do.
But I
Yes.
still got frustrated because I'm not trying to build houses, man. Hate that shit.
Well, you're not
if I
even
wanted
doing
to
the
play
Minecraft
fucking
part.
H1Z1 or Ark, I would play those games.
Right. Let's talk about that for a sec. They did tack on this settlement building system, right?
And it's tacked on.
It's tacked on. Like, the thing is, it's like not bad, it's fun, but like, it's like to what end?
Like, why would I want to do this?
There's no payoff, you know what I mean? You just get occasionally attacked, interesting drifters. Ugh. You can make the prettiest fucking fortress, right? It's super awesome, well laid out.
But why?
Yeah, but why?
Like, why would I want to do that at all? Like, why is that something I should
Like,
care about?
The only things that are useful is like you can, if you set up like the supply lines and you have the scrap benches, you can start making some money. Which I get if you want to play the economy thing a little, but by the end of the game, I was swimming in caps.
Really?
Yeah, no, I've had nothing but like tons of money, but I'm having ammunition problems, like very much so.
I want to buy gear, but I can't because it's all like $5,000.
Like, oh, I see. I never want to buy items. I'll kill them. I'll kill them before.
Yeah, actually, I
pay.
killed the people and they don't have them.
Yeah, I fucking hate that.
It's really upsetting.
Yeah, well, you see like a merchant with like all this shit. Like, oh, okay, I'll sell him a bunch of shit to get some caps, kill him, and I don't get everything back. That's frustrating too. Cause like, but the thing is, if they did that though, they would kind of like undervalue like the charisma talents that give you like better deals at shops and all that nonsense.
But I mean,
They should. The special items should be there.
I think at the end of the Fallout conversation, we should recognize that people suck, and Bethesda has listened to a lot of what the community wanted, and they gave it to us.
What do you mean?
I mean, all the features that people wanted in these Fallout games, like over the years, I mean, they've been added in some way. The story has only gotten better, and it's crazy because like, how many times can they make the same wasteland seem interesting? And they do. I was incredibly enamored with the story.
Yeah, it's without giving away too much. It follows a trope of a lot of similar stories, which is a problem. Like, but I don't mind it. I like it. Like the world. That's the thing that I think makes Fallout better than Skyrim for me. It's just that like the world's just way more interesting. It was so much better at fitting these little stories in with weird little things. Like I said, that excavation I ran into has like there's like flashbacks in it. Like and there's no quest. Never once does a quest hit your quest log, and it's just like so well done. You walk into random facilities and you start a quest about I just like the ability to read the computers. It's just like, it's all there. They make the world feel very real and very much alive and very deep, which is what Skyrim failed at.
Speaking of communities, though, we should change pace a little bit and talk about Cloud.
Yes!
Oh, boy.
That was that might have been the best reveal I've ever seen.
Yes, no, nobody saw it coming.
Oh my god. I don't think I've ever freaked out upon hearing the hint of Final Fantasy music like I did there. And I was at work with people in front of me.
I didn't get excited at all because I thought they were going to show us some Final Fantasy bullshit. And the last thing I want is for them to act like Final Fantasy VII Remake being on the Wii U is the thing we should care about.
Oh. Well,
but
I mean, I might care about it.
I felt like it was
wait, why?
It was a shoo-in.
Because I'm selling my PS4.
Alright, that's stupid.
Why? What am I going to do with it?
Play Final Fantasy VII in actual HD.
Do you want to know the truth? Never played Final Fantasy VII.
That's just stupid. So you're just stupid.
I've sat down to do it on many occasions, and it's just so dated.
It is very dated. It is very hard to play. I have that same problem with FF6. Like, trying to play FF6 again, I can't get past the intro.
It's just like, back then games were like, just so dense, you know?
Yeah. Yes.
Like, you spent like the first 6 hours of the game with tutorial shit.
But Cloud gets revealed. Everyone's super excited. And I think a lot
That's
of
for Super Smash Brothers, by the way.
Right, of course. Super Smash Brothers for the Wii U gets Cloud. And it's the coolest fucking thing anyone's ever seen. And even though his kit isn't exactly inspired, you know, his down smash looked like every other swordsman's down smash where they hit one side and hit the other. Yeah, he's another swordsman. But he has cool features about him. The real idea is that Nintendo goes, all right, people want fucking Cloud in the game. Put him in the game. Like, someone calls Square Enix.
But nobody called it!
I mean, technically we all called it, but it was 10 years ago and we weren't serious.
Super Smash Flash is becoming a reality.
Yo, for real, though. I mean, and to be fair, they stole Mega Man's kit out of that fucking game.
Oh, yeah.
Wait, what are you talking about?
There's a game called Super Smash Flash 2, and it's a Smash game that someone made just for, like, you to play at home, and it's actually really good. And Mega Man was put in the game along with, like, Goku and Naruto and Ichigo and Cloud and blah, blah, blah.
So, like fucking Weeb Heroes.
Yeah, it's Weeb Heroes. So, when Super Smash Wii U called Mega Man, dude, they had the same kit. It's the same fucking kit. It was actually really embarrassing. But anyway, Cloud.
Maybe they hired him.
Cloud is really important to me because this means Geno could be in the game.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, there's a game I did play.
Yeah.
And I played it a lot, too. It's one of my favorite games of all time.
I love how all 30 of the people who still remember Super Mario RPG on a daily basis are all the ones who are pushing for Geno.
Geno.
And I love the game, but I think he's not relevant to enough people anymore because they haven't pushed that game at all, which surprises me.
I feel like everyone who calls for him only played that game on like a emulation. They never played it on Super Nintendo. They never stole it from their cousins and played it.
I don't think I've ever actually seen a physical copy of that game, to be honest.
I have it somewhere. It's in a box. But I definitely have it.
Put it on your wall. It's a relic.
God. And to that same end, that reveal would have been beyond ruined had it been data mined. And I think that's something I wanted to talk about tonight. Is
data mining. Oh, yeah.
I mean, because, like, here's the scenario, and this is speculation, but I think there's enough evidence out there to support my claim. If, by any means, that was data mined, and someone wrote, they're putting Cloud into Smash Brothers, and they put that article on Reddit, the first and top comment would be, why are they fucking doing this? Where's King K. Rool? Right? Or, this is stupid. Who cares about Final Fantasy? There would have
instant criticism.
Right, instant criticism.
It's the same shit. Yeah, you could just not have a character added. Just like,
right,
you could just not have Fallout 4 if you fucking think the graphics and engine are shit.
So, but the problem is, that didn't happen. We actually got the reveal. So instead of all those piece of shit cynics, like already raining on the parade, they weren't prepared. Right? So everyone had a chance to go on Reddit and be like, this is the coolest thing I've ever fucking seen in my life. My life is awesome. It's complete. I don't care if he sucks. I'm playing. Right? And that's how it should be. That's what a reveal should be.
I loved,
and
in that
data
moment,
mining is just like straight up fucking the industry.
I just want to say that in that moment, you saw people who don't even play Smash Bros, like Melee players, because I have a lot of Smashers, people who play only 64, people who don't play Smash Brothers. Everyone got excited in that exact moment about Smash Brothers. Just hyped to play it. Not competitively or just as a party game. They just were hyped to have Cloud.
But if we go back a couple months, when Ryu came out, Ryu was data mined.
He was.
Yeah, and people, when he was revealed, were like, oh, I can't believe this leak is true. This is so disappointing. Like, how could you...
We could just not have him! We could not have him!
I mean, it's not even about having him. Like, how could you possibly be disappointed by the character who created a genre being in your game?
Who created the genre that you're playing, honestly.
Yeah.
Like, when Super Smash Bros. Came out, a lot of the basis of Mario's kit was based off of fan art drawn for old magazines like EGM, Electronic Gaming Monthly.
Oh, wow.
Where people were like, Super Mario Street Fighter Bros, right? Where Mario would be doing the uppercut Shoryuken, right? It was awesome. And then we finally get that because of Ryu, right? And if Ryu doesn't exist, this game doesn't exist, plain and simple. And now he's in the game along with Mega Man and Pac-Man and now Cloud. And people out there are just being cynical about the fact that Ryu got put into the game, which was mind-blowing to me. But those little jerk-offs didn't have that opportunity this time because all the people who actually got a real reveal got the first chance to go to Reddit and be like, I can't fucking wait to try this out.
Yes, because everyone was just as blindsided.
Now, if we switch and we go to other games, like Smite's been hit by a lot of data mining, especially recently, there hasn't been a good Smite reveal in years. Like, whether it's a skin or a god or a map, like, everything gets data mined. And people don't understand.
The biggest games, it happens every time.
Yeah, I mean, they're like, why don't they just block it? Like, to encrypt those files would force the game to be bogged down so much that people couldn't play it. So Hi-Res's only real option would be stop making content.
Yeah, and that's just not happening.
The way League of Legends has chosen to do it, Riot has chosen to work with the data miners, so they coordinate with them in terms of what they're releasing and expect that the data miners will reveal certain things, which is an interesting strategy.
And it does work.
That's blackmail.
Well, World of Warcraft has had a very weird relationship with data miners for a long time. Especially because of like the class balance politics that exists there, where MMO Champion has like a good working relationship with them, but Blizzard says all the time not to trust a single thing that comes off of that site, and tells them not to data mine. I don't know what the owner's name is anymore. I think Curse bought it, but they say screw it, we're still gonna data mine your stuff. We're still gonna reveal potentially out of context or incorrect changes and get people pissed off before you have a chance to reveal the context of these things.
And that, we just had that happen in Smite with the Tier 5 skin for the Odyssey being leaked. So if you guys haven't seen it, just Google it.
You mean that piece of shit?
It's like
Right?
I actually, before that got data mined, there was a LAN for the Xbox here in Atlanta. And some of the Juice guys, because they're on the professional team for the Xbox, came to the studio, and I gave a few of them a tour around the office. And at the end of the day, we were able to sit down and play test because they wanted them to play test some new features for the Xbox to give some feedback. They wanted some pro feedback. And I sat with them like, guys, take a few minutes and come check this out. And I showed them all the new skins and stuff that are coming out since they're under NDA now. And every single one of them flipped shit when they saw Thor. Like, they absolutely lost their fucking minds when they saw what this skin looks like and what it can do. They were so excited. And then the next day, it gets leaked. Except it's not the full skin. It's just like these out-of-context screenshots of parts of the skin that don't actually exist. Like, they just, like, freeze-framed it in, like, the worst possible positions ever. It's like, you know, your every thumbnail that's ever been made for every streamer ever when they're blinking and making a stupid face.
Like all the ones that were just tweeted at me because the video keeps stuttering.
I'm sure.
I think I found the source of the stuttering. It should stop, but don't quote me on that. And I apologize, everybody, but the audio distribution was only slightly affected. And I'll get on that later.
And everyone immediately took up their pitchfork saying, this is ridiculous. I don't want this. I would never buy it. And then, like, someone, maybe even luckily, data mined more and found a video, made a video of what it actually will look like. And everyone's like, oh,
yeah,
that's
it's
really
actually
cool.
really good.
Yeah, it's actually the coolest fucking skin I've ever seen. I'm actually a jerk.
Like,
I mean, they didn't say that because obviously they don't know that they're jerks.
And they can't admit that they're wrong either.
Oh, absolutely not.
No way.
But the problem is like, this skin is out of control. And if they give Hi-Rez the opportunity to
if
show
you
it
were like
off
a stripper
properly-
or anything else, that'd be a funny sentence.
Yeah.
This skin is out of control! Goddamn.
But that happens, no one got a chance to actually see it properly. Which is why I think they announced the Japanese Pantheon so early, because they figured,
Oh, they did.
This is gonna get data mined. We might as well just fucking tell people that we're doing it. They're taking a lot of effort to not show off who the first god might be, and I hope that the data miners will respect that and like let them have a really good reveal if the files do come up. But the
better than that.
The problem here is that they run a website called Smite Data Mining, and they make fucking money.
Yes.
Like, they have ads all over the fucking site. So they're ruining reveals, causing the company they're trying to make money off of to make less money, while they're trying to make money themselves. That is parasitic and actually disgusting.
Well, let's pull back and think about why that happens, right?
The information has been commodified because
Yes.
if you're going to have a big special reveal, it's like the whole thing with news sites trying to break a scoop first. You want to be the first one to report on it because then you're going to be the one who gets the hits and the ad revenue. I'm not saying that I like that. I've had like a mixed relationship with data mining through its entire existence because it really became big with World of Warcraft patches. I don't know. I like that I can get more in-depth information rather than what a company is necessarily going to give me at first. But at the same time, I don't get like you said before, I don't get the cloud reveal if I find out about it a week and a half before it's supposed to happen because someone was messing around with internal files like happened with Ryu, and you see a single sound file. It's like, oh yeah, okay, Ryu and Roy are in the game, cool.
Yeah. I think this stems from a cultural problem, right? We grow into technology age. We love the new stuff. We have widespread means of communicating, and we want things all the time. It's like our generation is guilty of it. Us millennials, we want things now. We're impatient. We grew up multitasking. We're like always energetic. So like the next thing is always necessary, and that's why we have this commoditization. What did you say? You use commodity as a
It's been commodified.
Commodified, yeah, there we go. It's been turned into a product, and I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I'm like in terms of like industries or anything. I think it's more of a bad thing in terms of like people and culture that we can't be patient for stuff. Even I VPN'd into Australia to play Fallout a day early. I understand it, and I understand why it happens. Yes, reveals are good when they work, but I don't think that it's that easy to do. And I think that what like Riot does with the League of Legends Champion reveals is the right way to do it, to just play into it. They put that stuff on the PvE and then throw out their reveal page at the same time. That's all.
Well, what Riot does is that they put ridiculous in-game teasers that don't actually tell you jack shit about what the champion is going to be. Like when Kindred and Wolf were coming out, they had this thing where, on the PvE there was a new file, and all the file was when you died, a mask would appear above you, and that was it. They didn't tell you anything else, and so then there was a whole, campaign of speculation about, is it based on this yin-yang concept that someone posted on the forums a while ago, and... So I like the way Riot has done it, but Riot was forced by data miners to take this approach. They did not choose to take this approach. Their champion release methodology was completely different 2.5 years ago. It was not what it is now.
I mean, we used to get a champion every 2 weeks. Remember that?
Yeah, I remember release Vladimir and release Zen. Thank you.
Ugh, Christ. See, I don't think there's like a solution to this problem. I think that it's never going to get better. Because even as okay, let's say you make a game, you make something, you have a product that people want, right? You're a small company, it's easy to do when you're a small team. The larger you get, the more unwieldy it becomes, right? Especially if your business deals in data, such as games or whatever, then it becomes even harder because you have to put those files out there because you have to test them, right? And the only way to test them is to get hands on them. When you get hands on them, you blow the surprise. I don't think it's anything that's ever going to go away. I think it's a big problem. I don't think it's ruining the gaming industry. I do think it is ruining the fun for people who do create content.
Well, let me give another piece of context here. So, Undertale. We were talking about how that game is very popular before. There were hints in the data that he was maybe thinking about expanding the story, but why would he bother expanding the story? People already data mined what could potentially be a surprise later down the road. Literally, within days, people had dived into the files and found a whole bunch of stuff that he was potentially working on. I don't know if that's exactly why he said he doesn't plan on patching the Game Pass bug fixes anymore, but I can't imagine that that's not an impacting factor there. I can't imagine it's not.
And it's got to feel bad, too. It is demoralizing as a developer, as a content creator, too. Because you can't just throw yourself out there and see a genuine reaction. The reaction is always tainted by, 1, people already knowing about it, and 2, people have already reacted to it, and people are seeing reactions likely before they're seeing the content. Which is those fucking Reddit neckbeards all the way at the top. This is the piece of shit, fucking Ryu blows, that sort of thing. I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the solution is. I don't know what could solve this problem. I mean, the best thing you could do is say to people, hey, maybe you should stop being such ungrateful assholes, and maybe you should just be patient. But it's human nature to be curious. What do you do? You tell someone to not do something. What is the first thing they want to do? They want to do it. With kids, you tell a kid to fucking do something. You know what? My mother told me to do chores, right? And I made a plot to kill her. It's just the way human nature is.
CatDog says something that the percentage of people who look at data mining stuff versus people who play the game is an important stat. I understand where you're coming from there.
That's fair, though.
It's fair, but I just want to. If you go back 2 years, the way data mining worked, typically only extreme enthusiasts were getting exposed to it. But now that reveals are so big, when Ryu got leaked, that was on Kotaku in an hour and a half. And yeah. Kotaku has people who don't care about Smash Brothers are seeing that article.
Unfortunately, Kotaku is very big.
Yes.
Yeah, Kotaku is very, very big. So if, let's say that Smite's Japanese Pantheon had gotten leaked early, that fact, that would have been knowledge to anyone on the internet within an hour.
Yeah, I mean, I stream, and there's thousands of people in there, and one person comes in and says, "Hey, did you see the Japanese Pantheon?" Right? And if they didn't already know, it would have been spoiled for them immediately.
So I understand that. Yeah, not everyone who plays the game is going to see the data mining stuff, but enough people are going to see it that it will significantly reduce the hype impact of any announcement someone wants to make if it is leaked early. It's by a very significant margin.
And that's, I don't know, it's just an unfortunate reality. It sucks. It doesn't feel good. But at the end of the day, people want the content. I mean, all the cool reveals in the world, they don't matter to me. Maybe I'm an asshole for this. I'd rather have the content. I'm incredibly impatient. It's our generation. It's who I am.
But you're not getting content.
What do you mean?
Data mining just shows you that content exists.
Well, it's giving me information about the content. It makes me. It doesn't cause me to engage with the content, right?
But you're getting, most of the time, you're getting content that's out of context.
Yeah,
yes, it depends.
Okay, but the context of changes is incredibly important. When League data mining started happening, every single time they would make a small change to champion stats or ability damage or anything in the game, Reddit would become a shitstorm inside of 20 minutes. So now every single time a PTS patch is released, a writer has already tweeted out the context of the change specifically to avoid getting crucified.
Yeah.
I mean, so now because you get all these things out of context so quickly, let's say that a Smite patch comes out with someone has forgotten to take the assets out for a skin that they're in the process of building. Oh my god, the skin is so shitty. That gets to Riot. That gets to the top of Reddit at the very beginning, and yeah, it looks like crap because it's not a fully implemented skin. Like they haven't finished modeling, they haven't finished rigging, the textures aren't complete, etc. The colors are wrong, all that. But now you have all these people who have gotten this out of context skin and only have the bad version of it, and it's gotten to the top of Reddit, and now they're not going to buy the skin literally because of this one thread. So now you've actually had the data mining actually impact sales on something. And I wish I could say that that's never happened, but I guarantee you that's happened with art assets that have gotten out early. Guaranteed.
Oh, it happened. I mean, it just happened in Smite.
Yeah, it just happened with Smite, like with the Thor one. It just happened.
It's a shame. I mean, there's some good to it, right? So when the Fallout leak started happening last week, I looked at some of them. And what did it do? It caused me to search more Fallout stuff, become more engaged with it, maybe play a little bit of New Vegas again. So, I mean, there's a little bit. It does generate interest, right? So having information is like, oh, that's so cool, right? It helps me engage with the product. And I think that if companies and people and content creators can harness that, like Riot does, I think it's the best of both worlds. I think it's the best solution. Is that fair?
No, I think it's completely unfair. Because, I mean, they're going through files, and if it was fair, they could do it publicly, but they don't. They have to hide behind usernames because they're breaking the terms of use of the game. It is cheating.
Yeah, in most cases, data mining is not actually allowed by the terms of use for, say, like things like the PTS. You're not supposed to go into the patch files and pull everything out, which is why, like, the owner of MMO Champion is actually French, which is why Blizzard never actually went after him. They could.
Ha! You can't touch me! Ha ha! Yeah, he's just like.
Literally, though.
Yeah, it's true.
That's actually how it was. So you have this situation where these people are breaking the terms of use for the services, and I guarantee you that Hi-Rez would ban them out if they could and prevent them from getting access to the information. But that's a difficulty of the internet. When Brandon says it's unfair, I agree. The tail is wagging the dog, to use that idiom. The tail is wagging the dog, and there's nothing the dog can do about it because the internet's a huge place, and it's kind of accepted that we're all going to be scumbags on it.
Yep. As soon as you get on the internet, you're asshole. You're just a big asshole. That's all you are. Alright, I think we've had enough discussion here for one day. So thank you guys for joining us. Brandon, Chris, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I apologize for technical difficulties. There was some issue with the audio. I'll do what I can to reclaim it. Thanks for bearing with us. If you like what you saw, or if you didn't like what you saw and you want a better representation of what we can do, go listen to some of our older episodes. The link will be in the chat. I guess we should do something, right? We need a hypothetical or something, right? Oh, here's a hypothetical. I'm asking you two for advice. This is a hypothetical. Oh, God. Okay, I can't believe I have to admit this. I have to go for an endoscopy. Do you know what that is? Guys, team? Don't Google it. It's when they stick a big tube down your throat to look at your stomach.
Why are you... Oh.
And there it is. My biggest concern is, right, you don't necessarily have to be sedated during this. I mean, you are sedated in most cases, but you're not necessarily asleep. Do you think I should shop around for a doctor that would put me to sleep? Or do you think that I should just man up and take the tube?
I would be right the fuck out.
I have to do it. I've been having stomach problems. It's like there's
no. As in, I would be asleep for that procedure. If I most medical procedures, if I could, that involve more than like just looking at me. If it involves anything going into my body, I would prefer to be asleep for it.
Brandon?
So,
I mean, just shut up. Like, just...
I won't be able to talk during the procedure. I will be shut up. No second opinion from Brandon?
No.
Alright, fine! I'm gonna try to find someone that puts it to sleep. I'm dreading it more than anything. Alright, thank you everybody. This has been super fun. We'll be back next week, same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. If you got a weird time, I'm sorry. I don't know those. Join us next week.